Okay, who remembers the Batman movies? No, not those Batman movies, you mongoloids. I'm talking about the good Batman movies. These ones with Christian Bale and action and stuff. What, are you stupid or something? And also, I want to address that I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, this is a long video, he put it out on Christmas. It's a Christmas special. Also, the thumbnail says Christmas special. Why are you misleading us? Well, I'll tell you what. You want a Christmas special? Boom. Now it's a Christmas special. Are you happy? Are you happy, corporate America? Okay, but seriously, we're going to take a look at Batman Arkham Asylum for the Xbox 360, but I'm playing the Xbox One version, so enjoy. But seriously, will it ever be enough? How much Christmas do you need?
Our game begins with Batman escorting Joker to Arkham Asylum, but something's wrong. Joker doesn't seem upset at all. So, first objective, watch the opening credits as we slowly walk Joker to his cell, and oh no, Batman, he's got what almost feels like tank controls, like Resident Evil 5, but not, you know what I mean? You know what? No, this is essentially just tank controls. On the Xbox 360, what absolute dunce decided it'd be a good idea to give Batman tank controls? It's not the hardcore tank controls of Resident Evil, but more akin to analog tank controls in the original Croc on PS1, if any of you have played that. But you get used to it soon enough, and upon entering the cell block, the guards block Batman from entering because he will upset the inmates. So Batman just chills behind the glass with Commissioner Gordon, is that you? He looks like an old celebrity with a bunch of plastic surgery. He looks like if you took Baby Leon from the Resident Evil 2 remake and gave him gray hair and a mustache. Oh my gosh, looking down, suddenly the Joker breaks free of his restraints. And, I would hope so. There wouldn't be much of a game without it. Joker's devious partner in crime, Harley Quinn, has all the codes to the laser gates of Arkham. And by the way, why do they have laser gates? It's like, we don't even have that now. They can't be energy efficient. What's wrong with you guys? But all of this leads Joker to escape, and now we have to go after him. It's here where we get our first taste test of the combat, and it's alright. Batman is a capable fighter, and there are a few different moves. Basic attack with the X button, as God intended. You can also double tap A to do a dodge roll, avoiding certain projectiles, but it's mostly used in boss fights. Also, you can hit B to use your cape to temporarily stun enemies, but that's more so used on knife enemies. Lastly, the use of the Y button, Batman can counter attacks. When the little blue squiggly things appear above the heads, you gotta tap Y to stop a thug from hitting you. But there's a glaring flaw. You see, Batman has a 3-hit combo. Stay with me. His hitbox disappears during the 3rd hit, but in the 2nd hit, Batman can not only get hit, but also can't use the counter move, which isn't too much of a problem until the last third of the game sees you fighting armies of enemies, which just doesn't work well. And on top of that, Batman's 3-hit combo can't be aimed. It works on an auto lock, which again, good, but can be really finicky. There are times where I had to press Y a few times before it would work, or Batman would face the wrong direction. It clearly wasn't built for more than 8-ish enemies at the most. But anyway, in this game you fight a variety of classic Batman foes, including and limited to Harley Quinn, Victor Zsasz, Bane, Killer Croc, Scarecrow, and an optional 100% fight with the Riddler for getting, all the collectibles and solving all the riddles, which is a given. And I'm sorry, everybody, but it took enough time just to finish this game. I am not fighting the Riddler. In between each main villain fight, there are a few transition objectives you'll swap spit within this game, mainly following a basic marker on the map and picking up a forensic trail. Forensic trails entail you looking around a crime scene on detective mode and finding something like fingerprints or traces of alcohol in the air. Oh yeah, that's right, detective mode. So, for a vast majority of this game, you'll be searching areas in detective mode for forensic trails or enemy locations, because I guess Batman has X-ray glasses that actually work. What comic books is he reading, am I right? Most of the time, when heading after a villain, you'll have to do a stealth section with armed thugs. And I gotta say, the stealth sections, where you have to take out guys with guns without being spotted, are the best parts of this game. The combat is fine and all, but the stealth mechanics here are just so polished and just straight fun. It makes you feel like Batman. I don't use that lightly. With each thug you take out, you gain XP. When you level up, you gain suit or Batman upgrades. If you want my advice, go with suit upgrades all the way with health. Just upgrade your health as much as you can, because in some of these sections, extra health is a godsend. Later in the game, stealth sections just get better. Pretty soon, the thugs get colors that alert other players when they die. And even later, there's a section where you have to take down the operator first because he's got hostages in cages. A big part of these stealth bits are the gargoyles that are high up on the walls. You're able to take enemies out one at a time and silently grapple away. In probably my favorite section of this game, Joker puts proximity mines on all the gargoyles. Let me say that one more time. Joker puts proximity mines on all the gargoyles. Once more for the people in the back. Joker puts proximity mines on the gargoyles. Basically, if you try to grapple up to a gargoyle, you get exploded. So now, you have to hide behind corners and such, or you can use remote bomb gel thing to set off bombs and wait for thugs to walk past it. Anyway, the first villain we fight after Joker escapes is the deranged serial killer Victor Zsasz. This fight really only exists to teach you basic stealth mechanics. And I gotta say, it doesn't do great at teaching stealth mechanics because there's only one guy. It doesn't show what the weapon mechanics are like or what shooting is like. Or it leaves a lot to be desired. Then, the next third of the game is chasing after Harley Quinn, who has kidnapped Arkham's warden, Quincy-Shop. Once you catch up to her, she has an alright boss battle, which is focused on fighting thugs and switching platforms before you get electrocuted. Fine enough, I suppose, but for all that build-up, I was hoping for a little more. A little before or after, I don't remember. The fight is a battle against Bane, where you have to fight thugs and dodge pieces of cement that he throws, at you. To damage Bane, you have to wait for him to charge and quick-fire battering at him, then dodge roll out of the way and give him the beat down, give him the business, give him the 1-2 knuckle sandwich and some punch, sister. It is from a defeated Bane that you find out Joker got his hands on a modified version of Bane's venom, now called Titan. And every Titan-infused thug is just like fighting Bane. Meh. These past two villains haven't been all that interesting, but next up is Scarecrow. You fight your way through his hallucinogenic fear toxin. These consist of some basic platforming and puzzle-solving sections. He's giant, and you have to blind him with the bat signal. And that makes sense to me, you know what I'm saying? His fights really reflect the core gameplay of Arkham. These are great, like, really good. Killer Croc is an interesting villain here because it's basically just collect spores, make a Titan antidote, and walk on floating platforms. When Croc starts chasing you, all that has to be done is just chuck battering at his collar. But the challenge here isn't from the gameplay, but remembering all the responses to his different attacks while keeping control of your nerves. This fight is just amazing. Another great fight from this game. Then the second to last fight is Poison Ivy, and this is literally just the Salazar fight from Resident Evil 4. It's the exact same thing, because Joker gave her Titan, and she's a plant lady, and plants aren't supposed to have Titan. Joker. This fight sucks. Like, really bad. But not as much as the Joker fight. When you first see Joker, he sits on a throne and looks down at you while you fight a mix of thugs and Titan thugs. After you do so, Joker shoots himself with Titan, and I gotta be honest, he looks pretty frick-frackin' cool. But his basically just Titan from Resident Evil. What artist over at Rockstar Games? Rockstar? Why did I say Rockstar? No, that's not who made this. I'm gonna have to edit that out. You know what? We'll just fix it. What artist over at Games was so obsessed with making Batman characters into Resi villains? This Joker fight is awful. All of it is. It's just fighting thugs, yanking Joker down where he gets his foot stuck. You Anne Frank him into the floorboards, and then you punch him a bunch of times, and that's it. You do repeat 3 times, end of the game. This fight is just disappointing. It's so horrible. Like, it was some hot, anticlimactic garbage. And I didn't like it at all. One last thing. This game's cutscenes aren't in engine, which is consistent with the 360 titles, I think. But in this one, they're CG, and it looks very Final Fantasy VII E3 tech demo-y. Not in a good way. I mean the E3 where they revealed it as a PS3 demo. You know that cutscene? Yeah, whatever. It looks like a PS2 game. That's my point. It looks like Flip Flap and Mario Sunshine, but even worse. It looks like Nicktoons Unite. You know what I'm saying? It's just really obvious every time there's a cutscene. The last third or so of this game just feels horribly rushed.
Overall, it's an alright game, although it is very flawed. But at the time, there weren't very many good superhero games. Now, I know it doesn't even come close to the likes of Superman 64 or Batman on NES. That one's actually pretty decent, but not as good as this. But overall, I do think that this version, or this whole game, I mean, is very flawed and kind of overrated simply because it was great for the time. But there's much better Arkham games, or heck, even superhero games at all, out now, so there's really no reason to go back and play this one unless you're really just that invested in the story, like moi. So, some of you are going to hate me for this, but 6 out of 10. And I'm going to defend that by saying that a 5 out of 10 is an average game. So I'm still saying that Arkham Asylum is slightly above average. It's not that good, though. You people need to get your head out of the clouds and smack back to reality. This game has a lot of flaws, and Arkham City is better, but we'll get to that in a little while. Ah!